another week.
Yes. I love this top on you. I'm loving it.
Thank you. I'm so pregnant that I can't have anything. So you're not going to see this for a while because anything that the belly's so big, I can't see anything. But Mary Shauna had a little lamb. It's a little bigger. It's a little wider, but that's okay.
Bless you.
How you doing?
That's good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sun is shining. Weather is sweet.
Yeah.
The baby is doing really good.
Oh, good.
I know he's walking.
Yeah, I know.
Our life is about to go into overdrive, and I'm just like...
Time to baby-proof everything.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm excited about this episode because people have been watching us. Thank you, everybody.
Yes.
And we love all your input. And we've got questions. And I love how we reach so many people from all over.
Yeah. It
so
really
great.
is gratifying to know that, honestly, like we're not alone in our conversation. You're with us.
Like anybody out there.
Yeah.
You've been getting great responses and stuff. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
But we're going to just pick out questions. We haven't seen them.
This was my favorite episode to do last time. It was
you were
so
great
good.
last time.
Yeah. So this is going to be great. You guys had really good ones, and these are good too.
You start off, girl.
Ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Let's go there. Go for it. All right, Shauna. I am big on manners. I have been made fun of by friends in the past because I go out of my way to write thank you cards.
Me too.
And call elders Mr. and Mrs.
Yeah.
I get hurt because most of them don't have any. Is it so hard to say please and thank you? Jocelyn, Georgia.
You want me to start this?
Yeah, do it.
Well, first of all, isn't that a thing in the South? Like Miss
Yes,
Miss
no,
Vanessa.
this is a really...
She's from Georgia, Jocelyn. You're from Georgia?
Yes.
Maybe you need new friends, Jocelyn. What manners? I feel like we all need manners.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna we should actually discuss this. Manners is like, it's so funny. I think it's a thing of the past, and now it's starting to come back around again because there's a whole, I think, generation or a few generations that skipped through that, where all of a sudden modernization just kind of took out the opening the door, the thank you, the pleases, chivalry.
Yeah.
It's all gone. And sometimes, and feminism kind of knocked all that kind of stuff out. You have women going like, I don't need you to do that for me. And it's like, it's not about that. It's just about being kind. It's about being thoughtful. It's about, just going through a day and being sweet and wanting to help and giving.
Yeah, especially during COVID.
Yes.
Because I'm watching a lot of people with these masks think that they don't need to say please, thank you. They can't be seen fully so
now
they can get away with a bunch of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like acts of kindness, acts of giving. You have to think of it in that way. And there's a genteel, there's a kind of a beauty in that kind of behavior,
Yeah.
So,
and let me see this for a second, Jocelyn. But didn't she say something about thank you cards, right? Thank you cards. Yeah. Well, that's another thing.
That's something about the personal touch. Now with all the Zoom stuff, even Zoom doctor appointments and things. I mean, it's a wonderful thing, especially in this time where we have to isolate and quarantine and be by yourselves. But at the same time, like, there is something to be said about in-person interaction, communication stuff. That's what a lot of people like right now. My concern is about the baby because I want him to be able to interact with other children and know that there are other small people around.
Yeah.
So, we're slowly coming back to that now and I'm very grateful for it.
But yeah, I wrote thank you cards. I don't understand
touch.
people. Like when I had my registry, people sent me the greatest things ever.
Yeah.
I just don't think a text message goes the same way, especially with older people that sent me things. Like,
absolutely.
I think it really goes a nice way. Handwriting, snail mail, put the stamp on it. You can see that it's
heartfelt.
That's just me. I'm sorry.
It's
so
a
good
little
for you,
extra
Jocelyn.
Effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for somebody to make fun, they don't have any. It's hard to say please and thank you. And that's the worst is when you bring something to somebody and you're like, oh, I brought you this. And somebody just is like, okay, great. no thank you. I know a girl like that. And I'm just like, you're not gracious. You're not happy that I'm bringing it. So why am I wasting my time and money?
It's weird. It's like my niece and nephews. They almost have to assume like, well, I'm grateful. And I'm like, no, you have to say it.
Yeah. I need it.
It's almost like you have to say it because I need to know that you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to just assume.
Goes back to affirmation, the first season that we talked about. Yeah,
right.
we need to hear it.
Say I love you.
Yes.
Say you look amazing.
Say thank you. Yeah. And please. Like, I know you're going to be teaching Apollo all those manners. That's the worst when kids do not say please and thank you and they'll just rip it from, no.
I don't mean to judge, but
I'm not judging. I'm just telling you. I'll tell the kids straight up.
I think everybody judges.
I'll tell the kids straight up. Yeah, sorry. It's manners. Because if you're going to be like that at 2, what are you going to be like at 12 and 22 and 32? Oh. No. I'm sorry. No manners. So good for you, Jocelyn. You're not alone here. We're with you. So yeah, it's not your job to teach these people, though, how to say please and thank you. That's up to them. Don't let them change you at the same time. That's what I would say if you want advice from us. Like, don't let them, have you stop saying please and thank you.
And it's an element of adulting, quite honestly. Maturity, it's really accountability. It all kind of feeds on itself.
Exactly.
Be kind, be nice. That's manners.
Thank you. Yeah. Good one.
Your turn.
Okay, here we go, Vanessa.
Yes.
Ooh, this is a big one. Okay.
Excuse me.
Okay. I'm trying to have a baby. And really love hearing from you both about your journeys because all the women I'm around are much younger moms. I will be 38 in April. Vanessa. Perfect.
Yes.
Vanessa, is there a piece of advice you wish someone would have given you before having your son, Apollo? Christina from California.
Is there a piece of advice somebody gave me before I had Apollo?
Or you wish they would have given you? Or maybe, yeah.
Yes, actually. The first few months after having the baby, coming home with the baby, it was hard. And there really was no conversation about it being the 4th trimester. Humans are the only ones, I believe, that actually have a gestational period outside of the body. Like everybody's seen the video of like the lion or the elephant that all of a sudden comes out and it's walking already in like inside of 10 minutes,
right.
Or the horse and stuff like that. And they're going, their brain, they're moving, they're doing. Not us. No.
Yeah.
We have to still, and that's a really rough period. And a lot of people tell you, oh, you're going to be tired. You're going to need it. They don't really tell you. And I don't know if you can really understand what tired means. It's a whole new definition, or the psyche of what that is for you as a mom, as a new parent, as a new couple, like new parents. It just, a little bit more on that would have been really nice and helpful so that it wasn't such a shock. Because for me, it was a big shock, and I went through a heavy bout of postpartum. And you don't even realize it's postpartum,
Yeah.
Because you do go through a certain amount of baby blues because of the drop of hormones, but not like a...
And you just blame it on being tired, kind of postpartum?
And you're just you're reacting.
You're just on pilot mode.
Yeah, and postpartum is a very hard thing to explain, really, but it is a condition, and there should be no shame in it.
Right.
And
absolutely.
You ask for that help and do not be ashamed for the drugs and all that stuff. You do it, Yeah, so, yeah.
Okay, Christina. Hope that helps.
Your life will change.
Yeah.
And expect that, You're
not geriatric at 38, Christina.
No, you're not.
Okay.
And that's the thing. Don't expect like after 3 months, like it's just going to pop back to what it was before.
Right.
It's not. It's never, ever going to pop back to what it was before.
Yeah.
It's just going to be something else. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
You want to get the next one?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. I'll get skinny one.
Oh, skinny one.
Oh, like this. You both say you've been to therapy. How old were you when you started going, and what is the best piece of advice that you have gotten? Lana from Arizona.
Lana.
Hey, Lana.
Like hey, Lana. From Arizona. You want to take this one? Or you want me to take it?
You go, because I won last time.
Therapy. I started at 9.
That's young.
I did. I learned how to manipulate actually adults by going to therapy because some of these therapists were so awful. They would just take the money and then they'd give me. I was a fat kid, so they would just give me candy, and I'd be like, If you give me another piece of candy, I'll tell you something else.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I was a little too young, I think, to start therapy. Yeah. And I didn't think I had the issues that they could understand. And they were psychologists, very different than therapists. I promote therapy a lot more than psychologists, especially for children.
Let's define a psychologist is somebody who can actually write you a prescription.
Yeah.
And a therapist is someone who cannot.
Yes.
They are counseling you and talking with you and helping you. Yeah.
And I quite like that more.
I do too. Absolutely.
Me personally, my opinion is I don't think children need drugs unless there's something that they really,
unless there's
you know what I
something
mean?
Valid.
Unless there's something truly, truly valid, but I think it's overprescribed a lot.
100%.
I'm just saying.
And when we were young, that was like the new thing.
Yes.
So there was a lot of parents who were like, "Oh, good Lord, yes."
Mm-hmm. I'd rather go to feelings first, and then you go to what you need to if it's imbalanced hormonally.
Yeah.
But I think the best piece of advice that I've ever gotten was, it's not what they say, it's what you hear. And perception is reality. So I've had to sit back and not be defensive about what people say to me. It's what I'm hearing at that moment. And then I give them less control over my life because then I don't feel bad. I'm like, oh, what did I do wrong? And I'm like, wait a second. What did they mean by that statement? Okay, they're coming from that place. Let me take a moment to take that in, breathe it in, and examine it my way. You know what I mean? And then it gave me a moment to go, ask them, like, did I hear this correctly? Like, it's not what you're saying. Am I hearing this correctly?
Right.
And then starting a conversation with that as
really
opposed to just being defensive all the time.
Yeah, that's really good because there's a difference between intention and literal stuff. Because, in many cases, a lot of people don't have the language or the vocabulary to really kind of articulate what they're intending. But
right.
You know what the intention is, it may just come out wrong. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so many, and again, when you're hearing it a certain way, if you're like in a mood or, you had a bad day or whatever, it could be misinterpreted. But then all of a sudden that's how that person interpreted it.
Right.
So but it takes a level of, I guess,
tools too, the maturity.
Yeah, maturity, like experience on your part to really be able to do that.
That's therapy. But I also do not agree with fighting over text a lot, like with especially people you're not close to, like that don't know you, or like having huge discussions on text. It can get misinterpreted all the time, especially if you're not close to the person. You know what I mean? You can mean one thing and say that's why I like look at something sometimes and I'm like, wait. They didn't put a smiley face next to that. Are they serious? Do they mean it? What am I hearing? What are they saying? And then therapy's given me the permission to go, can I ask you this question? What did you mean by that? And really start that dialogue.
Confidence to do that stuff. Yeah, no, I could likewise given me the confidence to be able to, and given me new vocabulary, new tools.
How old were you when you started?
38.
Love it. Yeah.
Because, therapy has all those like negative connotations, especially in, communities of color and stuff like that, where it's like not looked on as, I don't need that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm smart. I don't need that shit. You can work it out. Or you have that whole thing growing up and be like, buck up.
Yeah.
Ball up.
1,000%.
Yeah. Or, this is basically what it is. Life's hard.
It's going to tell me what to, I get it.
Yeah. So, but that's really just a very old, I don't want to say old. It's just a very old generation of thinking. And that now, emotions and mental health is really important. And therapy is a nice way of, everyone needs it.
Yeah.
I love it and believe it. And ever since I've had it, it's really helped me.
Yeah.
In everything, pretty much.
I love it.
Yeah. So, and it's never too late to start.
No, never. No. It's always amazing. And then you can start up again at different ages. I love it. I think insurance should cover it for free for everybody.
Yeah.
If I could go once a week, I would go once a week. I swear. Just to check in, say things out loud. Lana, go.
Seriously. You know what's so interesting? In America, right? Like in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, the human aspect of things was still considered part of stuff. But then once the 70s and 80s and Reaganism came in, he took away all the social services, and that's
all the mental institutions.
All the mental institutions, everything. Not that those didn't have problems too; they weren't perfect, but the focus of that as an aspect of humanity and life and everything, the language all around all of that started to change, and now we're in a place here where. You have the cops where the humanity and human language is no longer part of the doing of stuff. It's all separated, but it's all starting to come back now.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah.
The awareness.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Anywho.
Cool.
Your turn.
I love it. Okay. Yes. Here we go. Yes. This is fun. Okay. This is from Janelle from Amarillo, Texas. Amarillo,
love Amarillo.
Love Amarillo. Love George Strait.
Cadillac Ranch is there.
What's that?
Okay, so Malcolm and I were driving across country when we first moved back to LA from New York.
Okay.
And Amarillo was one of our stops when we were driving cross country. And it was also like the first Starbucks I had seen since we were from New York. And I was just like, Starbucks, let's go. Because I do need my coffee. Yeah. And then on the way out there, we passed by these like 5 or 6 pink Cadillacs that just stuck up out of the ground, standing straight up. Yeah. And they're fully covered in like graffiti and everything. And they're cool as all get out. And I think, because ranches and farms there have signs. And I think this is like a version of their sign. It was the Cadillac Ranch.
Huh.
And so, but you could pull up on the dirt road thing and just walk to it. And we took a bunch of pictures.
I love it.
I'll always remember Amarillo for that.
Really?
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. Good place. All right, Janelle. Okay. My sister does not listen. She's a person that gives her opinion only stops talking long enough to interrupt, to talk over me or whomever she's in the room with. She's too draining. I love her, but I can't do it anymore. What the hell do I do?
I think we talked about this before.
The listening.
Yeah, the listening part of it.
We talk about it a lot. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's your sister. So I don't know what your relationship is with your sister. If it's, let me talk about it in the way we talked about it then.
She said to talk over me or whomever she's in the room with. So it's not just her and her sister.
Yeah, but she can only control her and her sister's relationship, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it depends on how important that relationship is to you right now and how toxic and how you want to fix it or whatever. I would think you have to really catch her in a moment where she can hear and then maybe get her at her that way. Or maybe you're just going to have to kind of walk away for a little bit and just take a step aside in order for her to be able to hear and be like, hey, why haven't I seen you in a minute? Mm-hmm. So that you can kind of get a gap in there and explain to her. Mm-hmm. It's also where she's at. Is she ready to take that, criticism?
I walk away. When someone's not listening, not that I have a lot, but like when they're trying to talk over me, I just go, work that out. And I will literally take my body and walk away because it's not kind. It's not fair. But I'm not going to do the back and forth drama, Vanessa. I'm not. So it's like, I think the best advice that I could give is literally show her physically that you're not going, if it's not a tennis match, it's kind of like Pete Sampras playing with a rookie. It's like he can, hit the ball back and forth and that's cute for a while, but you're not really having a dynamic that,
you're having a relationship.
It's not,
There's no
it's
give and
not
take.
as compatible as it could be. So,
but that's weird. What if it's your mom?
But people need to learn how to listen, Vanessa. And that's something they need to go to therapy and figure out why they're not listening. Because if you're not listening, you're just talking. That's where you learn in life is through listening.
Yeah.
And that, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. You know what I mean? Do more of listening and less of talking. And that's where I learn from people the most is listening.
You're really good at it.
You are too.
I work at it. I've had to work at it.
No, you are. We wouldn't be friends doing this because I do have people in my life that do not listen. And then they'll come to me and be like, well, I can't book this person. I can't do this. I can't. And I'm like, look at this. It's all because you don't listen. That's why. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just keep talking and talking.
But again, what happens if it's somebody that you can't necessarily walk away from?
But in the moment, you can walk away and say, you need to learn. So
if your dad is not listening, just waiting for you to finish talking or whatever, or you're trying to get across, you would just walk away.
I look at him and I say, do you realize you did not just hear what I said? And he'll be like, what? And I'll be like, what did I just say to you? Because this is a problem. He is 80% hard of hearing at the same time.
So maybe that's not a good example.
No, but but it is the reason why I talk really fast sometimes, Vanessa, and I do this is because I wasn't really listened to by him as a kid. So I talk really fast because I don't really think people want to hear what I have to say a lot of times. In a format like this, I do.
Yeah.
But until I got the power inside of myself and therapy helped me to just go, did you hear what I just said?
Yeah.
And then if he dismisses it, usually he won't. He'll be like, okay, I'm sorry. But it's checking that person in. It's kind of like giving a dog a bone after they do something good. You know what I mean? It's wash and repeat. So I'm just like, did you hear what I said? And he'll be like, yes, I did. And I'll be like, okay. You know what I mean? Stop the person in the moment. That's what I say. Because you're just going to feel bad if you're not heard.
Yeah.
What's the point?
No, that's very true. That's a very simple way of expressing that. But I get it. It can get complicated.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Janelle, like, you know, what if there's defensiveness? What if there's conflict and you don't like conflict, you know?
Yeah.
And it will.
Yeah.
It will come to those moments. So
go to therapy together. Do a session together.
you do your best. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, girl.
Oh, my.
Only 3 more. You guys have to give us more questions. Write down. We'll do more. We love hearing from you.
Ooh.
What?
This is for you. This is perfect. What's a piece of advice that you would give me to start picking my life back up after feeling like I failed at a business venture? Sandra from Oklahoma. Good question, Sandra.
Say that again. Read that again.
What's a piece of advice that you would give me to start picking my life back up after feeling like I failed at a business venture?
Do you want me to start or do you want to start?
No. This is perfect for you. Go ahead.
You did it. You tried it. I think failure is a ridiculous statement. I think you're thinking about picking yourself back up, which is great. You did something. I don't know the specifics, but you did something to actually try that most people don't even begin to try to start new ventures, right? Mm-hmm. And if it failed, quote unquote, I would just say, look at what you can be accountable for. Mm-hmm. And then look and see if you still have a passion for what you're doing. Like if you want to start up something else again and try it again. The creator of LinkedIn said, he had this quote, I'm going to misquote it. But anyway, Vanessa, what's your state? Because he said something like, let me look at my phone.
Yeah, look it up.
He said something like, if you're not embarrassed by your first product, you started too late. Kind of thing, where it's like you should be. There's going to be components where you're not, proud.
Because you're still figuring it out.
Exactly.
Right.
So see if you even still have the passion. Because a lot of times I think the only time you really fail is when you think that you have to keep going with something. You're not happy. It's not sparking you joy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you keep pushing, money comes in and it's not joyful anymore.
It's not happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
So see if you're even enjoying that. See what you enjoy doing, and then start slow and seeing how you can take that and make it a lesson as opposed to a failure. And say, okay, next time I'll do this. I won't put so much money in the beginning. I won't do certain things. I won't listen to that person. I'll trust my gut. You know what I mean? Get back to basics and be ready to start again.
Yeah.
What do you think? Yeah.
I hear what you're saying, but I also hear that, yes, you made an effort. It didn't turn out the way that you necessarily wanted it to. But I would applaud yourself for making that effort, for doing it, which is exactly what Shanna was saying. And then kind of, instead of beating yourself up about it, which I understand is easy to do, especially when you want it so bad, or, you thought it would be a certain way. You just all of a sudden have to kind of reframe it in your mind and, and just turn it into a learning moment, a teaching moment. Like she said, just say, you didn't fail, but there's also a way that failure is like the best thing. So many people have said it, I failed and failed and failed. And this is how I learned how to be where I'm at now. Yeah. So you can look at it like that. You could also just keep on keeping on, keep on trucking, be like, all right, this happened. Now let me pivot. You got to learn the art of the pivot and just build on top of what you learned in this failure and keep going if this is something that you want to continue doing, or you go, no, it needs to be like this now. And so there isn't a failure in that. There's just more of a process. You know what I mean? You can't look at it as like just this. It's about the process to get to where you want to go.
Exactly.
And find the joy in that, and that'll be better. Yeah.
Because I know people that are anesthesiologists. I know one girl's anesthesiologist. She's an immigrant. She came here and she's like, she did it for her parents, became a doctor, all of that. And then she gets to the top and she's making millions. And she's not happy. Yeah. So she didn't fail. She's really successful. However, she doesn't like what she does. But she did it because her parents gave everything for her to be in this country, and she wanted to make them proud, but
so she was doing it for the parents, not
absolutely.
for herself.
Even though she's a millionaire, she's like, I don't want to be on this mountaintop. I don't care anymore. You know what I mean? And she's like, I want to do other things. And she felt like she's won, but she's not joyful. So it's kind of a failure in her eyes, which I think is really interesting. So,
that is.
Yeah. So it just define failure for you as well. You know?
Just kind of look at it. Maybe it's not a fail, but more like you have to fill up another part of your cup.
Exactly.
While you're doing this.
I like that. Learning lesson.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 more. Okay. This is from Piper in LA. Mm-hmm. No offense, Piper, but it's very LA. Piper, very cute. I hope that's LA and not Louisiana. It might be. I don't know. Okay, Piper. Vanessa, someone asked me this, and I would love to know your answer.
Okay.
Gun to your head. If you had to leave the house all day, every day, where would you go and what would you do? Gun to your head. If you had to leave the house all day, every day, where would you go? What would you do?
Oh God, there's so many ways to answer this question. Like, that's so open-ended. Here, let me give it some parameters. Okay. Gun to my head right now. I don't have to worry about the baby.
Right.
And there's an unlimited, budget and like all this different stuff. And it's just, I have to fill my time or something like that. Then, you know what? I'd jump in the car. I'd get my coffee. I'd go to the beach. I would have a bunch of salon appointments, do a little shopping, have some like yummy eating, tender greens, Earth Cafe-ish, whatever. Come read books, have a few hours there, and then like phone call, text, just blah, 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 and then come back home and just dinner would just be a bit. And that's me because I'm a new mom and I have no me time right now. And so there's like all these reasons why I would say that right now. Okay?
I love it.
So gun to my head, that's what it is at the moment.
I love it. That's good.
That's just,
Yeah.
How about you?
I love it. I would want to, I don't know. I love hoarders' homes. I just do. I don't have the energy for them, but I love going in someone's homes and helping them clean it out. I love it. I could spend all day helping someone go through their house and like make it all together again. I've got like, I love it. I love it. And then I can go get my nails and hair done after, I guess. But I love going through big projects. It's kind of probably like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. It's just it's my thing.
Yeah, no, I get that. I like organizing and cleaning up too.
Yeah.
The hoarder home, no.
Well, there's so much extra junk. It's like instant gratification right away where I can be like, that's broken. That's a dead cat. Okay, let's throw it out.
But what if it's your stuff?
No, I don't like dealing with my stuff. I'm not good at, I like other people's. I like going in other people's homes and helping
way
that
big.
out.
That question's way too big.
Okay, we'll do the last one.
Parameters there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last one.
Renee from California.
Renee.
What are some of your biggest pet peeves?
Oh, okay. You go first. You can go first. Do you have any pet peeves?
Yes, and right now they can't come to mind, so you go first.
My husband's is the cart. People not putting the cart back at the grocery store. Like the things that come out of his mouth when he sees it, like I can't even. It's hysterical. They're laughing back there. He gets so mad. He's like, "You lazy SOB." He just gets really mad at that. I don't know, pet peeves. I don't like when people sit there and lick their fingers. There's something about the licking and the saliva. I don't like that. I don't like it. Don't touch me. I don't like the licking the fingers. I don't like, that's a pet peeve of mine.
I get that. I totally get that.
I don't like it. I don't like, what else?
I don't know. In blinds, this is really random.
Blinds?
But it's been happening lately. Yeah, like blinds. There's a reason why.
I love this. So random.
So there's the whole pulley thing, right? When you close them. Uh-huh. Well, I like it when the blinds are closed up.
Okay.
Because it's a safety thing because a lot of people just go down, and if they close down, that means if like a thief or somebody were to come in and look in your window, you could look down inside the house. So that's why you have to go up.
Oh, that makes sense.
So every time I see the blinds in the house down, I'm like...
Okay. I've never even thought about that before. Okay, that's a good pet peeve.
I don't know. There's a lot of isms. I call it, in my mind, it's not a pet peeve. It's like an ism.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't like when people stand too close to me in elevators. Like, I don't like it. Get away from me. Like, do not stand too close to me at the grocery store. Like, now with COVID, everybody's 6 feet apart. It's kind of my favorite part about it. But I'm just like, why are you next to me breathing? Or when people talk really close in your face.
Oh my God, close.
Yeah. They don't know how to, they don't, and also like the signs of like the conversation's over kind of thing of like.
They're not getting it.
They don't get it. No social cue whatsoever. And I'm like, I gotta go. I just like, that's where I guess where we talked about social awkwardness. I guess that's where my social awkwardness comes in. It's that moment of like, what do I do right now? Like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Bye.
Yeah, the art of the be like, I'll be right back.
Right.
Like you sometimes just have to be the one to do it.
No shame in that.
None.
I gotta go.
Yeah, same here. I've learned that too. Where before I thought it was just being nice to let the other person do it. Now I'm like, I'll be back. Bye.
Oh, one more. I hate when somebody says to me, I'll let you go. I hate that.
That's actually really interesting.
I hate that more than I hate it.
I can see your
mind. Do not. I didn't ask you to let me go. Like, do not try. No, just say I got to go. Just own that you are bored by my conversation. I don't care. You got to do something else. You got to go. You got to. I don't care if they need to go.
It's
do
the
nothing.
It's the let
yes,
part.
I'll let you
like
go.
it makes it about you and not them.
I'll let you
got
go.
It,
Where am I going?
Yeah.
I didn't ask you to. Yeah.
I get that.
Sorry.
I used to work for a lady. Her biggest pet peeve was when people went to the bathroom and then they kept the lid open because she came, like she was very hippy dippy and did ashrams and all that kind of different stuff. And she thought that it's a whole philosophy that like, if you keep your toilet lid open, or at least she said this anyway, that means you're flushing your money down the toilet.
Oh.
So she would always close it, but she couldn't tell me whenever I would accidentally just leave it open. She had to ask somebody else to tell me. She couldn't just tell me herself.
Why?
Again, I don't know, but that was a huge pet peeve of her, and I was like,
well, it's a pet peeve of mine, not saying it to my face. How about that?
Yeah. So.
Oh man.
I know. There's a lot. I know I have a lot. I just can't remember them right now because I feel like I'm on the spot, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
And the only thing I can think of right now, other than the blinds thing, is the fact that I hate condiments and I don't like smelling them.
She doesn't like condiments, you guys. None. No. I'm like, added ketchup in my house is not the same. It's just
nasty.
Oh my God. Well, thank you guys for these questions.
Thank you so much. Fun.
This is good.
Yes.
Okay. Well, give us more. Let us know if you have any more questions. Tell us your pet peeves. Tell us that if a gun was to your head, what would you do all day working? Or I think I messed that one up. I should be on vacation, but
not at all.
Yeah.
Well, this is pregnancy brain here anyway.
But I'll be on vacation.
Thank you so much, and keep it coming, y'all.
Yeah.
Yes.
Woo-hoo.